Alright guys, welcome back. It is Monday, starting off the last week of February. February's been a great month for me so far. So finishing today, Monday, up 218 on the day. This shows 580 and it was 580. But then I took a trade on Tesla and gave back like 2/3 of my profit on the day or whatever it is. I lost $362 on this trade, which is just a huge bummer. I was up on the day like 620 bucks, then I had, or 610 bucks, something like that. Yeah, this trade on Tesla really just bummed me out, and I'll explain it. But yeah, it was looking more like this. The reason Tesla's not showing up here is because I have some swing trades on Tesla going as well, which also aren't looking too good. But that's okay. Pretty low risk on those. Anyway, so let's go over the recap. I'm trying to remember which one I traded first, but sometimes I struggle to do that. It might have been Palantir. I don't know. I've been trading this one more recently. Let's see if these trades will show up. I guess not. Come on, here we go. Alright, yeah, so a quick trade on here, buying the dip, 500 shares, in, out, quick dip buy there, only one trade, but 150 bucks, awesome there. I'm going to move quickly since there's a lot of trades to go through, yeah, so Palantir, I think GME was my next one, so solid wins here, and then right here, in on GME, I noticed this kind of squeezing up. I like how it was gapping up this morning, so I thought this might have room to run. We know what GME can do, right? And you've got that news of Roaring Kitty, right? He added to his GME position. He doubled it. So I mean, it's crazy how he's literally moving the stock at this point with his news, with his testimony. Anyway, crazy. But anyway, so nice trade here. This was up about 250 bucks, but had to stop out as it came down through here. Anyway, nice trade there. 130 bucks there. Actually, CCIV I think was actually my first trade. I think, yeah, this was actually my first trade, and this one would have been good. I bought the dip here, 100 shares at 60.15, basically like at the low here, and right as this candle was about to close. I always keep an eye on, you know, when the candle's about to close, so that I can get an idea of how the next candle is going to shape up and how that affects the pattern. And right like 2 seconds before this candle closed, it was closing as a red candle down here at the low, so I thought, okay, the move is lower. But then right before it closed and right after I exited, it popped back up above this 200 moving average, and then this candle, you know, obviously brought us back up to VWAP. So it's just a bit of a fumble there on my part. So $13 loser, but it would have been, if I had carried it all the way up here, potentially a $300 winner. But yeah, so kind of frustrating on that. Had the right idea, just wrong timing, just fumbled it. So too bad. So those were kind of the morning trades, and then Baidu was the last one that I kind of looked at in the morning, and this one I really you know, I was, you know, down 2 strikes on this one, but then with an 0-2 count, I hit a pretty a solid line drive. I don't know, this analogy is not going anywhere. So here in for 50 shares, trying to catch that kind of higher low, but nope, stopping out as it comes down here, so lost there. Then here I shorted it as this candle formed right here, this top wick kind of making this this lower high here. I shorted it, but I didn't have a lot of patience on it. I was already down on it. I shorted 100 shares, so bigger size, got out 50 pretty early, and then here as this one was coming to be a green candle, I got out. I didn't give it the time that it needed, because just minutes later it worked out. So right idea, just didn't give it enough room. I think I was scared of how much size I put in, so that's a lesson. I should have used smaller size and just let it run in my favor, but I didn't. Luckily, I came back for it here, making a higher low here again, looking for that higher low in here, 50 shares, so back to a little bit smaller size, but still quite significant. And then right here, just getting this huge ramp up. This was a mammoth trade right here. Really solid on these massive green candles. You'll love to see that. And then here again, half of that size after I lock in those profits and turn green on it. I think I was up 250 bucks on Baidu after this trade. then in here with half size, as this is kind of setting up and bull flagging here, and then carrying it up and getting out 5 shares at a time, and then stopping out of my last shares at break even as it came down here. Not a big deal, only 5 shares there. So yeah, nice, really nice trading on Baidu today. And it's just such a bummer that I gave back so much of my profit on the day because of, you know, when you give back your profit, you give back your work, all this time spent analyzing and being in these trades. You give it all back, and that's the part that hurts the most. Not even the money, but just the time that I spent like in these trades, you know. And these are really solid. This is great trading, and so to give it back like right before the bell is just it really blows. But anyway, so those were all, I think I covered everything here. CLSN, I tried this one. Again, wrong timing. My ideas are good, but the timing is just off. Here I got in really good entry, 2,000 shares at $3.04. So here toward the low, comes up. Really looking for this one to continue. CLSN as a small cap stock, it looks good for an afternoon move. The market kind of pulled it down, but it did get that some continuation would have brought me up 20 cents or so, but I let go of it at 303. That's literally the bottom of this candle right here. Boom, pops straight back up, and then instantly up through 310. If I had carried this one up into the 320s, then it would have looked like a $300 trade. But instead, I take a $30 loss. Frustrating, right idea. And just not giving it the room to run. I think I got out. I was like, I'm already up $600 on the day. I'm just, you know, no. Let's just cut it and be done trading for the day. Should have been done trading for the day. So pissed. I mean, I was really not wanting to give back profit today. I was like, okay, this is great, but man, I just sometimes when you see these dips happening, I just can't help myself, and I want to be a buyer. And you know, when you look at it now, you can see my initial thinking was like, okay, I'm taking small size, 25 shares. I want to be buying this dip. And you know, when you're looking at it here, let me go to auto. Here, it looks like it's already kind of an aggressive sell-off, but you zoom, you know, it's all relative, and the sell-off really hadn't even started to begin. So that's what's so unfortunate. I got in my first shares quite early at 728. Adding as another big candle comes through here, it looks like this is kind of like the flush point. Maybe we're gonna get the bounce, so I'm adding. So good entries at on these red candles, but then we just keep heading lower. And so I think from this point forward, I think that the dip buying, I talk about buying dips all the time. It is a good, solid strategy. So why didn't it work here? And so that's why I'm thinking like, well, you know, stocks can just keep going down, right? Obviously, they can just keep going down. And Tesla has some bit of a catalyst as well. But really what it is I'm flipping back and forth between Tesla and what the market's doing. And so when you're watching the market, you realize the NASDAQ is just making new lows right now. You want to be dip buying in an environment where the market is either A, not doing anything, or especially if you're in one of these big tech names like Apple, Google, Facebook, these ones that, or Tesla. I mean, Tesla's my favorite to buy dips on. But just you shouldn't do it when, you have to differentiate between a dip buy and like when the stock is in an actual sell-off, right? So today I would say Tesla is in an actual sell-off. The daily chart doesn't look good. It's been selling off all day, been selling off all month. And so when you have that kind of environment and back of mind thinking there, it's just not a good one to go after buying dips. And this isn't a dip, right? This is a sell-off. So I guess I didn't do my thinking on that all the way around, you know, before trading this, and you know, there's an even stronger argument to not trade it, which is that I was up 600 on the day, and now I'm, you know, back in a stock, and I'm buying when a stock is selling off and selling off hard, and the NASDAQ's making new lows. You don't want to be a buyer in that environment. So again, you have to differentiate between, like, my mindset going into this was I'm buying the dip, when in reality it should have been like, this is an organic sell-off. This is happening now, and this is not like a dip and a pop back up. That's not what's going on here. So this was a more aggressive sell-off, and then here I added 50 shares at 7:15.15, so I averaged down again. And I mean, look at this now. The low of this candle is actually 7:11, so I got in early. This dip was a crazy candle down, and we did get that pop back up. If I had averaged in, if I had been a little bit more patient and averaged in 50 shares at 7:11 instead of 7:15, I probably would have been able to get away from this one break even. And even at a 7:15, averaging down at 7:15.15, I still had the opportunity, very, very, very briefly, almost impossible to get this exit. Here, the high of this candle is 720.98. My cost basis was 720.07, or basically $720 was my cost basis. So right here, just briefly, it was such a quick wick that I was almost very, very difficult to get out of the position. But you know, there's a number of mistakes here. Mistake number one, not realizing what kind of move this is. This isn't just a buy the dip scenario. This is an organic sell-off. Number two, when you're down bad, right? So at the low here, I'm down probably over $1,000 on this trade, and then that therefore down on the day like 500. I mean, this is bad. This is bad, right? So it's about managing the position. Part of that is averaging down. If you're a beginner trader, you shouldn't do that. But here again, I'm looking for that pop back up, which we do get briefly here up to 720, right above my my average price. So what you want to do, what I should have done, and greed is the reason I didn't do this. And I think there's a decent argument to be had either way, but arguably what I should have done is set a sell order, 100 shares at break even, just to get out. If it comes back up to break even, I'm out. If I had done that, this would be a break even trade. This would be roughly $0, and I would have been up today still 600 bucks. But instead, I thought, well, it's bouncing here, it's coming up. I mean, I may as well look for more. Like, you know, I don't want to miss a move. If I get out now at break even, I'll be pissed if it continues to 725, 727. So, you know, there's the argument either way. Get out at break even just to limit the damage, or when it starts working in your favor, you don't want to be the one that's like, oh, I'm down bad, down bad, down bad, and then the second you get a glimpse of hope, you get out of the trade only to realize that now it's reversing into your favor for an even more prolonged move back to the upside. So complicated stuff here, I guess, but yeah, multiple ways to play it. I played it looking for that bigger bounce to the upside, didn't get it, and then had to stop out here as it was coming back down. Huge bummer, bigger loss than it needed to be. Multiple times here and here I had opportunities to get out at break even and didn't do it. So anyway, just this is a bummer. This is a bummer, and it all would have been prevented if I just hadn't taken this trade and realized that the Nasdaq's making new lows, the market's selling off, Tesla's been selling off. It's just, this is don't be a buyer here. This is not a dip buy opportunity. This is really selling off. This is real. So because usually when you're buying dips, you're looking for imbalances, you're looking for that pop back up to a snap back to reality, but this was not that, and so my mistake was not realizing that. So I did make a mistake. Now if I were, you know, so there's definitely a lack of discipline there, that the fact that there was mistakes made here, and this is just you know, a surface level, this is a losing trade, and you know, even good traders have losing trades, so that's one way to look at it. If I were even less disciplined than I had been in this trade, I might have jumped back in. Maybe right here after I got out, I'm like, oh, it's making new lows, I can get in again for 100 shares here, and you know, wherever, just look to get back in and just basically gamble and just try to make the money back with no you know, technical analysis or anything like that. But I'm glad I didn't do that. I'm glad that I managed, you know, I definitely could have gotten out a lot better, but I did manage the position a little bit. I managed it to the point where I'm still green on the day. I'm still up over $200 on the day. So when this all washes out a week from now, I'll look at my trader view, which I'll show you guys this here too. But so this is today here. Last Monday was a holiday. But when this all washes out, this will still be a green day, still up 218 bucks. It just is a feeling of how well I traded Baidu and some really solid trades on GameStop and Palantir today, which was a good dip buy. Good dip buy on Palantir. Missed opportunity to buy the dip on CCIV today. I should have hit it home. That should have been a really great trade. Wasn't. Missed opportunity on CLSN. So I feel like today I traded really, really well. Yeah, so when all's said and done, this will still be a green day, still up $200, and I'll give you guys kind of the lowdown too on where do I find this again? Here we go. So my drawdown, as you guys can see, look, full transparency here, guys. I've been in a drawdown since November. November 10th was my single word. Oh no, sorry, I've been in a drawdown since December 21st. I actually yeah, $0 drawdown here. So, but I mean, really, besides that 1 or 2 days here, since November, it's been rough since November, since mid-November. So November 10th was my worst ever day. I lost over $4,000 in one day. Yeah, but anyway, February has been looking really, really good. If we do this and just filter it so it just shows February. February has been solid, and so big picture, this is still a green day, still up another $200 today. Just a bummer that it's not 600 or something like that. And then, you know, nice win rate here, nice largest gain, largest loss, not too bad. Now I have a larger loss, I guess, just by about $10 or so. But anyway, February's been really great, so I hope that I'm kind of snapping back to how I was in the beginning of November and October and September. Those were really better months for me. I'll show you kind of the monthly performance by month. So January was actually my worst month, which surprised me. Without the last day of the month, I'll show you the last day of the month. Without that last day of the month, it actually would have been a green month. But here, just terrible, ugly trading here. And so February has been kind of like, okay, I need to take it slow again and just kind of get back to you know, simple trading and just play the setups that you understand, right? I'm in a place right now where for whatever reason I'm not getting FOMO as much as I have in the past. Like I can look at a stock and just be like, this is not the one for me, even though it's going up, 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 up. Like, I don't trade the best when a stock is going straight up. That's not where I make the most money. It actually is probably more difficult for me to make money when a stock is going straight up. Because guess what? I don't buy it because I don't buy at the top. So it just keeps going up, and then I look at it. Then, you know, I don't know. I just don't trade it well. I don't trade them well at all. So I trade differently. I look for not good setups, and that's kind of more what I'm about. But anyway, February shaping up well. Green all last week, and you know, I can still continue that this week. So I need to get in the frame of mind of, okay, even though I kind of screwed up today and gave back like over half my profit on the day, I was still green today, and I can still be green every single day this week, and yeah, I still made money today, so I'm still moving in the right direction. So I can't let this kind of drag me down going into tomorrow. Anyway, this has been a definitely a longer recap, so let's put a stop to it. Anyway, so this says 580. It's actually 218. And yeah, that is it. If you guys have questions, Discord link in the description. You can join. We can chat, ask me questions, and we can talk about trading all you want. I've had great conversations with many people, and yeah, I like helping you guys out. It's just something I think is fun, and I think day trading is really fun, something that I really enjoy doing. So don't be afraid to ask questions, because I love them. And yeah, guys, like this video if this was helpful for you. I know this was kind of a longer one, but yeah, we talked about some more things. So I will be back at it tomorrow, and yeah, that's it, guys. All right, thanks a bunch.